Hi, Drew. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Drew Duboff. I blog over at drewduboff.com. I'm a full-time university student, and blogging is something that I do on the side. And I'm also a virtual assistant for Create and Go. So that's my little spiel.
Wow, you are a busy guy, aren't you?
Yes, I do a lot. But if you want something done, you give it to the busiest person. So.
That's true. Very true. So how did we so how did we get to know each other?
Well, it was in the Build and Launch Your Blog private support group, which is the first course that Create and Go offers. And I know you had posted you had recently joined the group, and you were posting that you were a lawyer, and I was like, well, that's fun. I had, just kind of tried to put my legal template, my legal documents in order. And so I was like, hey, you feel free to take a look if you want. And you did. And I really appreciated that. And you gave me some great actionable tips to improve upon. And, it's evident that your templates are great.
Thank you so much. So why do you think like having the legal bundle, which includes all my templates, which is the privacy policy, disclaimer, terms and conditions, why do you think it's important to have them before you launch your blog?
I think it's very important to have them before you launch your blog because they're essential legal documents. And no matter what stage you are in your blogging journey,
Mm-hmm.
you could end up in some legal turmoil, and it is not a pretty sight at all. Lawyers will come for you, and it's just like you never know how quickly your blog and your business can scale.
Yep.
So, if you don't take care of it at the beginning, you could easily get screwed very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. And I see that at different stages in my, legal practice because I still work full time as a lawyer, so I deal with clients and all kinds of issues and this is one of the biggest things I see that they either don't have a contract in place or they just have it, but it's not sufficient or it's not comprehensive. So
Yes.
that kind of brings me to my next point. It's I see that you could have easily gotten some free templates from online. Like, what's your opinion about those, like legal
Yeah.
templates?
Well, my mom always said, if it's free, it's for me. And while that's great in a lot of aspects, when it comes to legal advice, it's just not something that you can skimp out on because of just the detriment that it can have on your business. So I know that free templates might seem enticing when you're starting out, and there are other shortcuts that you can use to cut costs, like a different email marketing provider or, other things like that. But legal templates, you got to spend money on them because free templates aren't as customized and tailored to your business and brand as they should be.
Yeah, no, that's very true. So, in your personal experience, how do you feel by having the legal bundle, which is drafted by an experienced attorney? Like, does that give you peace of mind, or what's your experience like?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It makes me feel better that my blog is protected, is that if anybody, comes out and tries to, claim anything, that I've got my disclaimer in there, that my privacy policy, my terms and conditions, they're all set up. And there's so many components to it. And I mean, there's like, you can try and like, write in legal English, but it's just so different from
Yes.
normal everyday speaking English. I mean, there's like 25 synonyms for indemnify. And like, you're not gonna know that unless if you're a lawyer. So it's like you really do have to pay the money. You really do.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like when it comes to legal stuff or taxes or my
Mhm.
health, those are the three areas I don't compromise with. Because we have special people trained in those areas for a reason. So
Exactly. Got to keep the economy going. That's what I think.
So Drew, what about like the I know we met through the Launch Your Blog group by Create and Go. So what about some of the other bloggers in that group? Have you seen them struggling or confused about their legal pages?
Absolutely. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted you to become an affiliate for Create and Go is that they were recommending those free templates that just are not great. And I think even before you joined the group, there were people who, had complaints about those free templates. And so when
Wow.
I met you and we figured out that, you had these templates, I was like, we got to get this partnership going because there would just be so many posts where people just did not know how to start. I mean, I've taken like a class in
Right.
like legal stuff, so I have a little bit of an understanding, but I mean, there's so much more knowledge out there than
Absolutely.
you could even, it's 4 years worth of, plus of education. That's
Right.
yeah, you're not going to get it elsewhere. So there are many, many people who struggle, and it's not just in that group, it's in every Facebook group I'm in. People always want to know about the legal stuff because you just, like, when you are unfamiliar with something in the blogging world, it's like you want to outsource it out. It's because you just don't know.
Absolutely. And you're so right. I see that underlying problem in every single Facebook group. And that's what prompted me to create these products really early on in my blogging career because I saw the need for it
Yeah.
and I wanted to help. So, has the legal bundle helped? I know you manage quite a few groups for Create and Go. So, has it helped the bloggers in those groups?
Absolutely. I mean, there was that one thread I remember where there was just like, must have been like 25 people plus who were, like, were just so, intrigued that there was someone in their midst who understood all of this and who was willing to help. And your customer service is just great. You're always responding to emails very quickly, so it's a great deal.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate that. It really means a lot to me. So, how about like the templates themselves? Are they easy to customize or use?
Absolutely. There's just I loved like the color coding of it and how you just needed to make a few adjustments, to keep it good. And I think the important part to remember is that your legal documents are not going to be the same as every other single bloggers out there. If you're in the health niche, you
Right.
need a specific disclaimer. I'm in the career services niche, like even if I use like a word like guaranteed to get you hired, like, yeah, it's not a guarantee, but like that's something that needs to be explicitly put out there. So there's it's important, to understand that customization is very easy within the document, but then do a little more research into your niche and understand. Look at other bloggers out there so that you can customize it to the full extent that
Right.
you need it to be, especially if you have your own products, because that adds even more complications. Like these are
Absolutely.
really great starter documents, but if you start processing payments,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a completely separate issue. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really great to customize in the beginning. And it's not something that you can just set and forget, as things like GDPR and, even California is,
Yes.
developing their own, bigger privacy laws. So it's something that you need to stay on top of. You can't just, set it and forget it, so to speak.
Right. And that's where the problem is. Like, as in layman terms, like people don't generally know any of that stuff. So when they're relying on free stuff or just trying to write their own legal pages, they don't even know about these specific laws, like California
Yes.
law, like you're talking about. And obviously, the my my templates do include all of those provisions because I wanted to make sure that it was comprehensive. What about the free bonuses? What's your experience with those? Did you like them?
Yeah. Yeah, well, as we just alluded to with the
Yes, we
GDPR,
did.
those templates are great. I just like whenever like the GDPR thing came about and there was numerous bloggers in every single group I was in, and they were saying, "Well, what do I do? Do I have to do the double opt-in? And do I, what do I have to do?" And there were
Yep.
so many webinars from all of the big bloggers, and they were all hiring out lawyers, and it was just a nightmare. And like,
It's true.
it was terrible, And so the fact that you're out there and you're providing a simple solution, it makes it all seem better. And I'm calling the California one CDPR. So if you hear that, that's what it is.
Right.
And the cookie policy, that was the subset of the GDPR as well. I mean, it's been, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a European thing for
Yes.
some time now.
Yep.
But a lot of people, if you're not targeting Europe, that's not something that you need to worry about.
Right.
I mean, I know for me, like I was very big, so here's some business advice here. I was big on not doing the double opt-in.
Right.
Because you lose so many subscribers. So that's when I did research, as I was saying, you have to understand things. And so I remember I went on to the ICO's website and I was reading, it was actually through a ConvertKit webinar about it, about legitimate interest.
Oh.
And how that's another way to legally,
I agree.
Data. And so for me, that was something that better fit my blog because, I think we do have legitimate interest in our readers. So that was something that, that I wanted to make sure that I had done, and so it's just understanding all of that, it's a great starting point.
Right. No, those are excellent points, Drew. I couldn't agree more. What about, would you recommend the legal bundle to anybody that might be on the fence?
Absolutely. Okay. I think it's such an easily customizable document. I mean, and it's with just a few customizations, it's on your site. I remember when I was writing them last maybe 2 months ago, I think it was. I mean, I was spending hours upon hours doing this, researching all of the different, sections that I had to have. Oh, and it was just a pain to do. So the fact that you have that, and the price to me is so incredibly reasonable. I mean, if you want to get a trademark, it costs more than the fact for your bundle itself. So to me, the price is reasonable. The customer service is great. There's no reason not to. Absolutely.
And it's obviously a lot more reasonable than having to hire a lawyer and, have them drafted.
I mean, just 1 hour. If you get a court order and you have to appear, hiring a lawyer for 1 hour is going to cost you more than just buying the bundle. Now, if you do get a court order, hire a lawyer. I'm not saying, it's not the mentality that I got my templates, I'm good, no court can touch me. No, not the case. But it's the price is so reasonable.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. So are you an affiliate for the legal bundle?
Yeah, yes, I am. I remember, I think, what did I get? My first sale in 24 hours or
I know.
Something like that. Yeah. So that was very exciting. So yeah, it's been a great program and you're always prompt with payouts and things like that. So yeah, I absolutely recommend the affiliate program to anyone.
Oh, no, that's great, Drew. Drew, in the end, tell us about your website, spell it out so people can easily reach you.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I blog over at drewduboff.com. I help young professionals and job seekers ace interviews, lead effectively, and kickstart their careers. So if that is of interest to you, you can feel free and check me out. I'd love to have you.
Thank you so much for your time, Drew.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.